You're going to be surprised today. When we picture the American frontier, we imagine golden sunsets, brave pioneers, and cozy cabins with a cheerful fire. But for many settlers, especially out on the Great Plains, the real fight wasn't the daytime labor, it was the night. Because when a blizzard hit, darkness didn't feel peaceful, it felt predatory. The wind screamed across open prairie with nothing to stop it. No hills, no forests, just endless flat land. And between a family and that icy emptiness, sometimes a wall made of grass and dirt, or a few logs stacked together, or a wagon with canvas stretched tight like a thin skin. Sleeping wasn't rest. Sleeping was survival. So how did they actually do it? Stay to the end, because the most guarded secret of the frontier wasn't about guns or bandits. It was about walls, your own home turning into your enemy at night. Most settlers couldn't afford the famous log cabin image we all know. On the plains, timber was scarce, so many families lived in dugouts, rooms carved into a hillside, or sod houses built from thick blocks of prairie grass and soil. At first, sod walls sounded perfect. They could be nearly a meter thick, great insulation, almost no drafts. But storms revealed the weakness fast. The roof leaked. Not clean rainwater, muddy, freezing sludge. During thaws or wet snow, droplets would fall straight onto bedding. People placed pots and buckets everywhere. Some even slept under canvas sheets or makeshift tarps like an indoor tent just to stay dry. Dugouts had the opposite problem. Earth walls muffled the wind so well it could feel eerily quiet inside. But moisture turned the floor into a swamp. Walls wept. Bedding absorbed dampness and became cold and heavy. The smell, wet soil, smoke, rotting grass clung to everything. In wooded regions, cabins were common, but they weren't airtight fortresses. Between logs were gaps sealed with chinking, mud, moss, clay, scraps of cloth. In extreme cold, that seal cracked and fell out. Suddenly, the cabin became a sieve, and drafts came in like icy needles. People would wake up and hunt the leak in the dark, stuffing rags into cracks again and again just to stop one stream of air from freezing a face or shoulder. And the sound? Cabins didn't silence storms, they amplified them, whistling through gaps, doors rattling, logs popping like gunshots as wood contracted in the cold. Most families didn't have plush mattresses. Many slept on rope beds or wooden frames with a fabric tick stuffed with straw, corn husks, or dried grass. Warmth came from one rule: layer everything. Wool blankets were prized because they stayed warm even when damp. Quilts were stacked on top. If you had a hide, bison, bear, anything, that was the ultimate windshield. They often slept fully dressed, with heads wrapped, because losing heat from your scalp could ruin the night. And they pre-warmed beds with simple tricks: heated bricks or stones wrapped in cloth, or bottles and containers filled with hot water placed near the feet. Keeping a flame alive in a blizzard was a job. Someone usually woke every few hours to feed the fire, because if it died, the room could turn deadly cold fast. On the plains, there wasn't always wood, so settlers burned what the prairie gave them: dried buffalo or cow dung, chips, bundles of grass, sunflower stalks, anything that could burn. It meant short, broken sleep and constant vigilance. Here's the hard truth. Pioneers learned to treat storms like background noise, like a constant, ugly song you stop fighting. They couldn't control the wind, but they could control routines: seal cracks, stack fuel, move bedding, rotate watch by the stove. That rhythm, preparation, vigilance, repair, made fear manageable. And when the storm finally stopped, the first sign wasn't sunlight, it was silence. Now tell me, does this change how you imagine the Wild West? Was it more brutal than you expected? Write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Chronolith History for more hidden realities from the past.